all over the place, Farmington, St. John's Hospital.
That,
I
you
don't know
know,
where that's at.
yeah, I don't know either.
Somewhere up around St. Louis somewhere, I don't even know where that
I'm
was.
sure I've got it on my list of resources, but that's not something that we can really handle on crisis, because you're not gonna call a facility and say, okay, I got somebody here who is addicted to meth and they want help, so let's get them in. Yeah, okay, right, we're gonna put
Actually,
them on
I've
the
had that
list.
happen though. When I was in Union County Jail, they called for crisis intervention. And they had to let me go because they didn't catch me with anything. But he wanted to hold me there because he was afraid of what I might do to myself.
Mhm.
And so he called crisis intervention.
Right,
That was when I first, I don't know, I won't say first, but I've been trying to quit for 20 years. I
Well,
wasn't
and
very
you-
good at it.
a long time ago, it wasn't as hard to get into a facility. Now, you're not gonna get in somewhere unless you know somebody there, or, I mean, it's a 6-month wait. They're gonna tell you anywhere.
6
It took me almost
months.
a year to get in fellowship house.
Is it because of, like, there's such a wide population of people needing services, or is there just no
There's
companies
not very
that-
many places to go, so you
Yeah,
have to
there's
wait
just
for a bed
nowhere to
available.
go.
Right.
I can't-
There's a lot of places to call,
Yeah.
but, you know, a lot of the substance abuse facilities are smaller. They're, I really am not gonna say a whole lot about substance abuse because I don't work in that area. But I know that I have tried to help some of my clients who are addicts get in, and the process that you have to go through is, you know, you can make 6 phone calls and you're gonna get on 6 waiting lists.
Yeah.
You have to call every week.
It depends on who finally.
Has an opening?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I waited in Madison County Jail for 6 months, and they said, we've got a bed available to you, and we're gonna go ahead and release you, and it's up to you to get down there. And then they put me off for yet another month, so I was living in my mother-in-law's basement at the time. That was real fun. And,
Yeah.
you know, but I got in.
I mean, our population used to be larger in Southern Illinois. Now it's smaller. Have the places closed? The substance
Funding.
abuse places, or are there just more people who are needing the services?
There's more people, I
More
think.
people need it and less funding.
Right.
When
Okay.
my ex-wife worked at a fellowship house, there's constantly pay cuts and all kinds of stuff going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, and you know, mental health would have been one of the, we were really afraid that we were gonna be shut down, what was it, like 3 or 4 years ago?
When there's no budget.
Right, but we don't, you know, we're not government funded, you know, we rely on grants and stuff, but we're not gonna get those grants, you know, if there's no money there. And all of our clients are Medicaid, you know, so, and I do have a handout for that. I'm not even gonna go into that, I'm just gonna give it to you. The Medicaid issues right now are absolutely horrible, because you have to know what kind of Medicaid they have. Oh, well, no, we don't take that kind. But it's all paid for by the government, that's what I don't understand, but that's a whole nother can of worms.
Illinois
be able to
Medicaid
afford.
is not even accepted widely in Illinois sometimes.
No, it's not, you're right.
Because they're so far behind. I mean, a doctor may have to wait 6 months to be paid for the services they
Or
get.
longer.
My doctor over in Cape, he says, I don't take Medicaid. He said it's easier for me just to write it off than it is to try to get paid for it.
Yeah, 'cause he's gotta pay somebody to do all that paperwork.
So he Medicare pays for what they will, and he writes off the rest,
Mhm.
because he knows I can't afford to go to the doctor if I had to pay.
Yeah, insurance is a big deal right now. And you have to get pre-authorization for everything. We have the Smart Bus that used to get my clients to group,
Yeah.
all I had to do every 6 months was change the date on a piece of paper, fax it, and bada bing, within 2 weeks, I had a new number and they could ride for 6 months. Now, you have to get it pre-authorized. If you don't, and they would even go back. If I was late getting them in, which there's so much paperwork involved in social work that you're gonna get behind. I mean, that's just inevitable. But they would go back. Be like, okay, look, I was a month late getting these in. They're like, yeah, we'll go back and cover it, because we know that they use the service. Now, you might as well try pulling somebody's teeth to just get them a ride to get services. And they won't go back, you know, if you're late getting it in, so. And they'll bill the clients, but most of them aren't gonna be able to pay. So, like you said, it's just kind of like a write-off. They provide the services, but since they already had 5 other people on the bus going to the same place, it's not really gonna make them or break them. So yeah, that insurance is a big deal right now. It's very easy to get in to our facility anyway. You just walk in, you ask for an intake packet. You can take it home with you because it's lengthy. Fill it out, bring it back, have your ID, your proof of income, and your insurance card, and they'll give you an appointment with an intake counselor, and you're in. Now, that's not to say that you're going to get to see the psychiatrist and get medication. You have to be consistent with appointments. You have to be compliant and see your counselor at least once a month, and then after 3 times, then you get an appointment with the doctor. And you would be surprised at the people who miss those appointments. We had a girl who waited, I don't know, probably 2 months for an appointment to see the doctor, and I mean, she needed medication. She was in the building, she came in early to talk to her counselor. She left like 5 minutes before her appointment, said she just couldn't do it. But that's why you're here, because you have problems with that, you know. So some people just blow it off, and others are just beating the door down trying to get in to get medication.
Some people just give up.
Yeah.
They
I
do.
mean, you take so long to get something.
Mhm.
And I've watched people get on waiting lists at drug treatment facilities, and by the time their name gets called, they're using again. They can't
Yeah.
wait that long
Right.
anymore. They're on the edge to begin with.
And if they're in jail, which I do have a lot of crisis calls from the jail, because once people, which a lot of them, which I'm sure you know, they're gonna call us over there and they're gonna be like, man, I am so done with this. I just wanna be dad, I wanna be a husband, I wanna be a son.
Oh,
I am
we
so
all-
done with this. Please, please, please help me get into a facility. Do you have any idea how many hours we have wasted? Because they wanna get out of jail, you know? But now, it's not that easy. We get you into facility, and when you go, that facility calls the court system the minute you leave,
Mhm.
and you're right back in jail. So at least, you know, they've got that going for them. Now, used to, it would be like you could just walk away, you know, anytime you wanted to, but now they go back.
When I was in Bloomington, during the wintertime, they said every year at this time we get full up because people need a warm place to go.
Mhm.
That's the only reason they're here. But they get in.
What is gastric bypass pre-surgery evaluation?
Ask Sharon. I have a friend who just went through
Yeah.
that.
You have to have counseling to make sure that you want to actually put yourself through that.
Okay.
Because it is an ordeal. One of our counselors went through it, and she had to go through the counseling as well, because it is such a life change.
Oh,
The
God.
eating habits. I mean, I'd be looking at what she's eating, and I'm like, I'm gonna be fat.
How do you even eat so little of them? She'll eat a meat stick and a piece of cheese. That's all she'll eat all
Yeah.
day, and I'm like, good Lord,
Yeah.
that's a snack between meals for me.
Right. But they just can't. I mean, it will physically make them sick.
Yeah, and she has to take vitamins and the other health concerns. My doctor, I mentioned